Welcome to the Unleashing Boundless Impact presentation. We will show you how to elevate your events from restricted local gatherings into worldwide phenomena. This presentation covers three key areas. The vision, how to achieve massive ROI by dedicating 100% of your focus to content and engagement rather than logistical friction. The hidden anchors. We expose the legacy physical model that creates an artificially limited geographic trap. It burdens organizers with costly venue rentals, while attendees face prohibitive expenses for flights, hotels, and babysitters. The Christ Summit Solution. We introduce our virtual strategy for boundless scale. You will learn how to reduce logistical overhead to $0, transcend time zones with on-demand access, and achieve global reach for thousands seamlessly. The transition from localized gatherings to a boundless global impact model represents a strategic liberation of organizational reach. By moving away from traditional physical constraints, we redirect critical resources toward high-value objectives. This model prioritizes the removal of logistical barriers to ensure that our message is no longer defined by the size of a room, but by the scale of our vision. It is a fundamental shift from geographic exclusion to universal accessibility. In today's landscape, the strategic priority is a 100% focus on content and engagement to drive a massive kingdom ROI. We aren't just changing formats. We are adopting the Via Veritas Vita ethos to ensure our mission to proclaim the gospel is no longer restricted by physical walls. Transforming a localized gathering into a worldwide phenomenon removes every traditional barrier to entry that stalls momentum. This shift ensures that your budget fuels the actual experience rather than the venue itself. This is the end of geographic exclusion, where global accessibility becomes the most powerful tool for growth, allowing a vision to resonate across borders without compromise. This transition sets the stage for a new era of unprecedented influence. Achieving unprecedented impact requires the total eradication of logistical friction. We are moving toward a reality with zero attendee barriers, meaning no flights, no lodging, no food costs, and no prohibitive expenses for babysitters. By eliminating these hurdles, we unlock a limitless scale capable of reaching thousands globally with zero friction to attend. This isn't just about convenience, it's about making the message accessible to everyone, everywhere, at the exact same time. Without the friction of travel and logistics, the potential for growth is truly boundless. However, to fully embrace this visionary future, we must first analyze the hidden anchors of the old model that have historically restricted our reach.
To optimize modern communications, we must identify the hidden anchors that have long compromised event budgets. These legacy costs represent more than just financial outlays. They are a diversion of mission-critical funds and act as artificial restrictions on audience reach. By auditing the organizer's burden and the attendees' expenses, it becomes clear how the physical model limits a mission's potential, forcing a choice between high costs and limited visibility. The legacy physical model is defined by the organizer's burden, a series of hidden anchors that divert mission-critical funds away from the message. Venue space rentals alone drain budgets at rates of $950 to $1,250 per hour. When you factor in mandatory service charges of 18% to 25% and exorbitant audio, video, and tech markups of up to 200%, the financial burden becomes unsustainable. Furthermore, restrictive food and beverage minimums often force organizers to prioritize catering contracts over content quality. These compounding costs significantly compromise the event's potential before the first guest even arrives. Unfortunately, these financial anchors are mirrored and compounded on the attendee side, creating a barrier to entry that few can overcome. The attendees' burden is equally prohibitive, with flights averaging over $1,500, lodging costing between $125 and $225 per night, and dining expenses exceeding $30 per meal. When combined with the hidden costs of childcare, we see the emergence of the geographic trap. This trap yields an artificially limited audience, catering only to those within local driving distance or those with elite travel budgets. Physical events create a walled garden that excludes the vast majority of potential participants. These compounding expenses act as a chain, holding back the reach of the gospel. Fortunately, Christ Summit provides a solution that transcends these physical and financial boundaries entirely, breaking the chains of the legacy model.
The Christ Summit solution serves as a strategic framework for eradicating friction and transcending the limitations of time and geography. By adopting a virtual-first approach, we move from a walled garden to a global stage. This model ensures that high-quality content is no longer a localized luxury, but a globally accessible resource that adapts to the needs of the modern attendee, ensuring true global equity in how we share our mission. The Christ Summit solution represents the breaking of legacy chains. While physical events are walled gardens restricted by the clock and the map, our virtual model thrives on global equity. Physical gatherings are restricted to a single city's driving radius with fixed schedules that exclude those in different time zones or with rigid work conflicts. Our model transcends these limitations by offering an on-demand and anytime format. This allows for seamless access to live and recorded sessions at the attendee's convenience, regardless of their location. We are no longer bound by geography or the rigid conflicts of the past. We are free to deliver the truth to anyone, anywhere, at any time. The Christ Summit solution achieves true worldwide reach by maintaining $0 logistical overhead for the host and $0 attendee costs for travel, lodging, or childcare. This model transforms a single city gathering into an inclusive global summit for thousands. By removing every financial and physical barrier, we empower a community to connect without limits. This is more than an event. It is a boundless platform for global impact. We have broken the anchors of the old model to sail toward a future where the message is the priority and the reach is universal. Join us as we embrace this visionary future. Together, let us proclaim the gospel to the world, carrying Christ the way, the truth, and the life to every nation, without borders.